In life, some things are just certain. Death, taxes, Adam Jones getting arrested, Randy Gregory failing drug tests. Welcome to That's Good Sports, I'm Brandon. My dad is named Gregory, and one of my best friend's dads is named Randy, so I feel very bad for Randy Gregory Perna. The Cowboys' defensive end, Randy Gregory, has been suspended indefinitely after violating the NFL's substance abuse program, which, like guns and snorkeling, actually takes more lives than it saves. Personally, I have a zero-tolerance stance for anyone who doesn't treat drugs or alcohol with respect. Don't get me wrong, it's better than abusing a person, but if I ever see you mixing expensive whiskey with soda or not keeping your weed in an airtight container, we will not be friends because of that abuse. And nor do I believe you should be playing on a football field. Maybe in Canada where they're a little more forgiving, but not here in the United States of America. While Hardy was getting suspended, Adam Pacman Jones got drunk in a casino, but let's mostly talk about what this suspension means for the Cowboys and how it affects the other Texas football team, the San Antonio Commanders. Suck it, Texans! Nobody gives a shit about you. That's good sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you already subbed here, do the notification button. Otherwise, YouTube will force you to forget about me. Also, I do have big dick Patreon shoutouts for $10 from Joey Beggs. Another 10 spot from Adam Valdez, Riley Haney, and Desalubrias. Patreon is how this channel stays alive. It's how I keep the mics on, baby. So if you want to donate, patreon.com/thatsgoodsports. If you don't, that's fine too. Just chill. All right, just chill. In terms of Gregory failing another drug test, I believe I am obligated by the world of sports law to defer to Stephen A. Smith and what he so famously has said about drug use.
I'm also looking at the San Diego Chargers on offense, and I'm thinking about Hunter Henry and the way that he's played this year and as effective as he's been. He's going up against Derek Johnson, and I gotta keep my eyes on that.
That's right, kids. If you do too many drugs, you will forget what fucking year it is when you have to try and do your job on live television. People think that
weed, the weed, damn weed
is harmless, but it's a gateway drug.
Codeine, weed, alcohol. What's next?
Skip Bayless left First Take 3 years ago. Stephen A. Smith still hasn't noticed Skip was replaced by Max Kellerman. Drugs are dangerous. Randy Gregory had a bounce-back year in 2018, notching 6 sacks and 10 dime bags for the Dallas defense. As RJ Ochoa pointed out on Twitter, Gregory kept the very important Cowboys streak of the team starting with at least one prominent player suspended for the 6th year in a row heading into the 2019 season. 2014, it was Orlando Scandrick suspended. 2015, Greg Hardy and Rolando McClain. 2016, Demarcus Lawrence. 2017, Randy Gregory and David Irving. 2018, back-to-back for David Irving. And 2019, of course, Randy Gregory. 6 years in a row. That's impressive. And I'm also delighted to point out that Tom Brady actually stole this phrase from the Cowboys, who said this while they were suspended.
We're still here! We're still here!
Basically, the last time the Cowboys started a season with the full roster, Jerry Jones was having sex without Viagra. And Robert Kraft didn't need to pay for sex because Mark Wahlberg was still willing to wear a wig when the two short men would undress and meet eye to eye without too many Super Bowl rings to interfere with hand pleasures. You may remember that Randy Gregory was suspended all of 2017, as were the Dallas Cowboys' playoff chances. This was his first season back after banishment. Again, he's suspended indefinitely, which to me sounds better than definitely. Is he suspended? Definitely. For how long? Indefinitely? I can't imagine how confusing the word indefinitely is to a pothead like Gregory. I already made a video defending Randy Gregory and his desire to use weed back in January of 2017 when he was first banished. this bowl of marijuana weed drug right here, and I stick by that 100%. But if you ever hear me say this again, I get that in some professions, you should not be allowed to come to work high. Unsubscribe. This actually puts the Cowboys in a pretty sticky situation. Not Pinkman goo or OG head cheese sticky, but precarious, if you will. Gregory is done for 2019. David Irving may be suspended for domestic violence, and Dallas will likely let him walk anyway, and unless they pay the best player on that defense, an edge rusher, Demarcus Lawrence, he may be playing elsewhere in 2019. That's 3 key pieces to that defensive line. Lawrence said if the Cowboys try and franchise tag him, he will not sign. David Irving hasn't been around much the last few years anyway, and when he has, he's been hurt, but the talent, much like Gregory, is undeniable. If all 3 of these guys I just mentioned don't end up on the Cowboys roster come August, then this is Taco Charlton's defensive line to take charge of and become the edge rusher this team will desperately need. The good news for Taco is with Gregory being suspended, he may finally play at his best, since Gregory was always trying to eat him in between every snap.
Come over here, Taco. Just let me get a bite. Just let me get a little bite of you, Taco. You taste so delicious, Taco.
Oh, Taco. Oh, Taco. Oh, we got what? I'm supposed to blitz, cover 2, dime. Taco, I'm coming back at you, dude. I'm hungry. Now, the Cowboys were on the verge of having one of the best defenses in the NFL this season. But a lot of that depended on Gregory and Irvin returning, and most importantly, signing Demarcus Lawrence. I still think they might sign him, but if I'm Jerry Jones, I'd poach the Broncos edge rushers, Shaq Barrett and Shane Ray. They already know how to play together, and that could give Dallas the depth they will need on the defensive line for basically the price of one Demarcus Lawrence. Then the Broncos should sign Demarcus Lawrence and just watch the masterful way in which Vic Fangio would use 3 elite edge rushers. 2 of Dallas's needs heading into the offseason before this double dose of getting commissioned by Goodell were defensive end and defensive tackle. I think David Irving's situation is far too complicated for me to tackle today. If he's guilty of domestic violence, as charges from April of 2018 would suggest, then he shouldn't be in the NFL. With Randy Gregory, I don't know if he simply violated the substance abuse policy for weed again. We learned with Josh Gordon that his addictions were much more serious than just smoking weed. Gregory's attorney made the situation sound less serious than an indefinite suspension would indicate, because that's what good lawyers do. Maybe Gregory has problems with more than just weed. But if it is just weed, the NFL needs to prepare for a complete overhaul of its marijuana policy. They already look fucking stupid with marijuana being legal recreationally in states where several NFL teams play. The Seahawks, the Broncos, 49ers, Rams, Chargers, Raiders, even when they moved to Nevada, the Patriots, the Redskin Potatoes, the Detroit Lions, that's 9. They could all legally smoke weed. Again, as a reminder, scientific evidence suggests in addition to reducing swelling in the brain from concussions, THC and CBD, when used properly, do in fact make you much more chill. Instead of being suspended indefinitely, Randy Gregory should have to play the remainder of the season with the San Antonio Commanders. If anything can scare an NFL player straight, it's a $4,700 game check from the AAF. Now, former Bengals and most recently Broncos cornerback Adam Jones was arrested at Rising Star Casino in Rising Sun on Wednesday for public intoxication and disorderly conduct. Some critics of Jones might say Adam Jones should have learned to avoid alcohol, casinos, and strip clubs by now. To me, though, this seems like a step in the right direction. He's gone from assaulting strippers, ordering shootings, fighting his own bodyguards, to fighting airport employees, to just fighting demons in a casino. Disorderly conduct for Adam Jones is like Randy Gregory testing positive for coffee and nicotine. Next thing we know, Jones will only be getting arrested for failing to signal a turn, and finally when he's fully rehabilitated, jaywalking, because he was late to a charity event. And that's NFL news. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. We do AAF coverage, NFL coverage. We've got free agency coming up. That's gonna be fun or painful, depending on which guys your team loses or signs. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, @BrandonPerna if you wanna follow me there. Please share this video with a chiropractor. I test very well with chiropractors.